Since Apple products are the best of the best in the world, then for sure the tech giant's headquarters must also be one heck of a stunning spectacle. And that's right, the $5 billion Apple Park reflects the highest levels of futuristic engineering and unique designs. Some might even say it looks like something out of a science fiction movie. So let's get into all the details of the fortress Apple Inc. operates from. As Apple grew to be top dog in the electronics world, its original headquarters turned out to be insufficient for the increasing number of staff and workload. Located on the corner of De Anza and Interstate 280 in Cupertino, the initial campus was called Infinite Loop, named after a coding program which runs by itself and will never stop. Of course, as the years passed, the company got hold of a number of neighboring buildings. But this chaotic amalgam of buildings was not designed in collaboration with one another and was just not suitable for a mega corporate company like Apple. It was in fact Steve Jobs' last project before his death in 2011 to give rise to an exemplary and ideal campus for his company. The idea was not to completely abandon the original Apple campus, but instead to expand it with a more modern one. Apple was quite lucky in this regard to have found a large area of land, quite nearby actually, set just alongside Interstate 280, offering optimal accessibility to work staff. The site was previously owned by Hewlett-Packard, and acquiring their offices was somewhat emotional for Steve since he had worked a summer job for Bill Hewlett back when he was a teenager. With his childhood idol's land in possession, Steve Jobs went on to hire the best design studios Foster & Partners, headed by the contemporary British architect Norman Foster. Foster's expertise was machine-influenced buildings, the McLaren Technology Center, and the HSBC Tower being one of his greatest achievements. Working on the Apple headquarters, it was essential to keep in view the same sophisticated philosophy Apple has for its products as well. Jony Ive, Apple's chief design officer, Steve Jobs, and Norman Foster all joined their forces of exceptional talent for the project. Speaking to Cupertino County, Steve Jobs remarked that typical office buildings have the tendency to get quite boring. So instead, Apple wanted to create something that the world had never seen before, and the complex building's name was finally revealed to be Apple Park. Now you will be amazed to hear about the astonishing features of this complex. Placed at the center is the main attraction, a single ring-shaped building surrounded by greenery. This unique design allows for an excellent way for employees to come together and exchange ideas. The employee capacity itself is a whopping 14,000. The entire building stands on 4 levels, divided into 9 well-lit sections, consisting of not only workstations, but also an extensive walking area that outlines both the inner and outer rims of the complex. These walkways are separated from the outside only by enormous curved glass panels, allowing for an aesthetic and panoramic view. In fact, this is the only building in the world to possess such a big number of curved glass panels. White canopies protrude from each level to provide shade. However, these canopies provide another important function. They are part of an extensive ventilation system, allowing fresh air from the outside to enter, letting go of the traditional heating and cooling systems. Furthermore, the state-of-the-art office space is designed in a minimalistic yet spacious way, with glass walls, allowing the workers to collaborate freely with others. It's truly amazing how the architects have blended the building with nature so that 80% of the complex is filled with trees and nature. Cherry, apricot, olive, and apple trees all make the space more lively and environment-friendly. Not only this, Apple has also made sure that there are enough walking tracks and gyms on the office grounds so that employees can maintain a healthy lifestyle. In addition, there are 1,000 bikes for commuting between different parts of the buildings. Basketball courts, wellness centers, and a 2-story yoga center are also present. On point with the well-known fact that Apple takes good care of its workforce are Apple Park's astonishing cafes. All the employees can come together in a single large lunchroom, which opens to the outside via 2 massive glass doors, making for an out-of-the-world experience. When it came to designing the parks for the campus, Steve Jobs wanted the layout to be similar to that of the nearby Stanford University. Frederick Law Olmsted was the phenomenal architect who constructed the impressive layout of the university's parks, including the hiking trails of the Stanford Dish. Laurie Olin, a renowned architect, was hired to handle this feat. It was imperative to culminate the spirit of the Californian landscape into Apple's natural parks, because not only was Apple Incorporated the biggest taxpayer in the area, but Steve's childhood home was just nearby. First things first, there is a wide central meadow, another feature similar to Stanford University. It comes in handy for company events and also features 2 small cafes. Just behind the meadow is an extensive orchard with lots of fruit trees, raising the campus's green credentials even more. Moreover, a man-made pond also adorns the site and makes it possible for all the plant life to exist. The pond reflects the unique features of California, where 2 rivers flow towards the Bay Area, draining ultimately into the ocean. This kind of architectural intelligence is for sure one of its kind. Another matter to which Steve paid quite a lot of attention to was the parking space. Apple Park boasts tunnels which lead to an extensive underground parking area with a capacity of. In collaboration with Joni Ives Ideas, the parking area features white walls and traffic lights arranged in horizontal rows, keeping in unison with MacBook's operating system icons found at the corners of applications. Unfortunately, the underground parking space proved to be insufficient, and Apple had to construct 2 parking garages towards the south of the complex. Coming to the Apple Park Fitness Center, it is located at the top left of the ring structure. The facility features volleyball, basketball, and soccer courts on the outside and a yoga fitness center inside of the building. Now there is also a building that is open to outside visitors. Anyone who wants to visit can come and go as they please. They can also buy Apple products at the Apple Store present in the complex. Many of the company's events and press conferences are held at the majestic Steve Jobs Theater. The interesting thing about this auditorium is that its seating area is situated entirely underground and only the entrance pavilion is visible above. The eco-friendly principle of the building also sports the largest rooftop solar farms in the world. 75% of the campus's energy, which is about 17 million megawatt, is generated by these solar systems. Rest of the complex's energy demand is met by fuel cells powered by natural gas. Initially, it was estimated that it would take $500 million to build the entire complex. But as construction went on, the budget went through the roof to about $5 billion. That's caused just the land cost $160 million, and the complexity of the park's engineering kept adding to the cost. But it seems that everyone who worked on the project did a brilliant job, since the Apple Park is really a sight to behold. What are your thoughts about the building? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel, and we will be back with more videos very soon. Bye now.